Maybe we can see your ears.
Oh yeah,
We like that.
she's making
no.
sure that people can see her ears.
Ears are always
We are
creepy.
live.
Wait, what is that?
What was that?
Nothing.
What
That was
that?
pretty
Nothing.
cool.
Nope. Nothing.
No, go back.
was-
I want to see it.
That was my stream. That was my
gonna say-
stream. I pulled a Rojan.
I was gonna say Zoro over here, like just announcing the return to streaming.
Yep.
I mean, I
Clearly.
want to so bad. I want to so bad. My bad.
Uh-huh.
Yo.
Nice graphics.
Thank you.
Well, you guys thought we were coming in here for Mass Effect, but...
Psych, it's a stream takeover. We're playing Dragon's Dogma now, guys. Y'all gonna watch
Fine.
me.
We'll edit it in post.
Right.
It's not like we haven't done this before.
Yeah. Yeah. First time for me,
At least
though.
you went live on the right channel.
That's
hey.
true.
Not naming names here.
That's
Okay,
true.
There are two people here that normally run cameras that would have the ability to go to a different channel, and that's just me and Zoro.
I got the
the
I
only
don't have to
run-
worry about
Said we
anything.
weren't naming
Nice.
names. I'm just saying.
Look, I have one option when I hit that button. Just say it makes it easier.
Yep.
Hey, at least you're not interrupting a D&D stream by accidentally going live with your own stream.
Oh God.
I've done that.
That
There,
is
there was
Star,
like
Star Wars is
there
going
was-
live, and you just hit the live button on Behold.
it
It's like,
was
oh, take
dur-
over.
it was
Yup.
during one of the St. Jude Jude's charity streams we were doing, like years ago, and I had set everything up for my stream and everything, and I hit go live, and it interrupted that stream to put me live.
I remember
no.
that.
Oh my.
It's like
So
all
we're
of a sudden
just-
I was just hijacking the stream.
So what you're saying is this is not first time that BRP has been hijacked.
No.
No,
And it
I
won't
do
be
that.
the last.
I accidentally stream it I accidentally stream my channel to it multiple times a year
Oh yeah.
because I don't pay a lot of attention.
Yeah, you think we'd learn, but no. That takes effort.
No.
Look, I have so many other things I need to learn and pay attention to in my day-to-day life. I don't care.
There's no brain space left. That's how I feel.
It's like
Yeah,
at
no,
the end of
Rosa,
the
I would have
day-
played Dead by Daylight. I'm so out of that loop now. I'm kind of over it. I've moved on.
That's probably like the good mental health choice.
Yeah, that's fair.
I have to play with friends because playing by myself, it's not even the killers. I hate my own teammates. I'm just like, you guys are all ass, and I don't like you, so I'm done.
Well, from like my recent experience playing that game, it's like you're either going to get at the post game screen, you're going to get nobody who talks, or it's nothing but the worst Call of Duty lobby shenanigans you've experienced, to where it's just nothing but insults and slurs.
Yeah, that. Yeah. And when I say that they're ass, I mean like they're all out for themselves. If the second I'm on a hook, guaranteed first hook, last hook, because they don't give a shit. And they're not doing Jennies. They're just running around doing fuck all. Because
Remember,
why do the objective?
survivors can only count to a maximum of 4.
I only count to 4. Yep.
You know,
Yeah. So yeah, so because Tilt has been sick for the last week, I'm like, what do I do with my life now? And so I'm just like, well, I can't play Dragon's Dogma 2. I'll just play Dragon's Dogma out of nowhere, even though I've got God knows how many untouched games that I haven't even played yet. And now
Sounds right.
that's all I want to do now is play Dragon's Dogma.
There's worse choices.
Why would you
That's
play a
true.
new game when that's an option?
Well, I think part of it is because I need to like sit down and know I have a chunk of time to like play it over multiple nights if I'm playing a brand new game.
Yeah.
And I don't really have that luxury right now, so I'd rather play a game that I have played, but it's been a long time since I've last played it. So I'm like, okay, it's like riding a bike. It's all coming back to me. I can still enjoy it while not being like trying to focus on all the new shit coming my way. So
Yeah.
that's where I'm at. So yeah.
Meanwhile, in Monster Hunter,
That too. Yep. Everyone's all gaga for that right now. Still need to finish God knows how many games. But speaking of finishing games, we're here at this game.
You
Are we
think we're
finishing
gonna
it
finish
tonight?
this one too?
Oh, this is it. This is the end, guys. That's it.
Well, guys, time to turn around and run away and do something else.
The
Yep.
ship blows up on the way back to the Citadel. Game over.
I
Now
mean,
we're
it
in
could if you
Fallout.
guys fail hard enough in a space battle. You could. That's an instant
Jill.
TPK right there.
I got you,
Joe,
bro. What's up?
You ready for Fallout?
Meat.
I'm about to hyperdrive this bitch into the sun.
Let's do it,
Seriously.
smooth skin. No, do it or no balls, smooth skin.
Look, I'm telling you right now, if it explodes and you get your helmets on, you only got X amount of air before
Jokes
before
on
even
you,
the
my character
elements
doesn't
just kill you.
Need, jokes on you. My character doesn't need to breathe. Perks of being a robot.
You're just Bender, just going through space. See, you're surrounded by your dead friends, and you're just like,
Yup.
We've seen what happens to Geth when they get spaced. They still die.
No, they
Ice
That's
eventually
true.
forms.
That's
Lies.
true.
Ice and electrical wires don't mix
They
very
do.
well.
That's
Yeah,
called
no, they
that's
do
called
freeze
prolonged
over.
hibernation, not death. Thank you.
Well,
We could pop you out an airlock and, let you hang
we'll
out
test
for a
that
while.
theory.
Oh, I like this idea. Let's
Sure,
test
let's
this.
go.
One of these days, you guys will push someone out of an airlock. It's just a matter of time of what.
It'll be
who.
Ep.
Yeah,
It
it's
will
gonna
be
be
And
Yeah.
have we not done
Definitely,
that?
yeah.
I thought
We
we
haven't
did
done it
that.
yet.
Look,
No.
there are two fates that are awaiting Ep. One is either we are pushing him out of an airlock, or I am personally loading him into one of the torpedo bays and firing him as
Ooh.
ammunition.
Ooh, both are
Exactly.
great ideas. I love them.
Sir, they're
We
they're
fire him into
firing
the sun?
bullets at us.
How primitive.
In a way, that's kind of doing both, isn't it? I mean,
Look,
sort of.
look. An ep in motion stays in motion until acted upon by an outward force.
Look, the first
Come
like
on.
fight we get into the Turian military, they're gonna back the fuck off once they realize we're firing bullets at them.
Look, we're firing live ammunition. Emphasis on live ammunition.
Doesn't stay alive very long, unfortunately, but
You know what?
It's live while fired.
I love Rojan's frozen image right now because it looks like he's just in a constant state of sipping his coffee.
right.
He's like, it's not stopping.
I wish I could be in a constant state of sipping coffee.
You can. It's called an
Until he's
IV.
back in the pose again.
It's called an IV.
No, but then I don't get to experience the taste. It just goes into my blood.
Not if the IV's up here. Oh God, don't do that.
I don't know. I've had some IVs where I swear I can
Look,
taste it.
As
Listen,
a health
kids,
professional, I
don't-
don't recommend doing
yeah,
any of these things.
don't
This is not
mainline
something you wanna
coffee.
do.
Don't do what we say at all on this show, guys. We're just bad ideas.
Or
We don't endorse any of these
don't listen
ideas.
to us. We're
Except
not
for
your
him.
mom.
That's not a bad idea.
Speaking of bad ideas, last
When did
time
we ever
were
have
on
bad
here-
ideas?
Last time, well,
Last
had a
time.
couple.
Yeah.
you've had a couple. They're not a lot, but you've had a few. You've had a few.
We made nothing but good decisions.
Well, for one, you guys did land on a mining planet where you guys were able to fall into a dark deep pit where a old bunker used to kind of become lively at one point in time, where you guys discovered a very strange looking lab, one of which, funny enough, you could not hack one of the computers for whatever reason. But while you guys were hanging out in there, you discovered some journals and data pads. You discovered there was some strange experimentation going on. When a strange, very large creature approached and spoke to you all, seemingly kind of toying with you all as you guys were attacking him before disappearing, and some strange creatures that, no matter how many times you killed them, they just came back. Basically a Hydra effect. As soon as you would kill them, two more would come back. And you guys decided to, you know what, this is not working out, we need to run. As you guys were running out, the trap that Vera had set beforehand did go off, summoning more creatures, to which you guys decide that you're going to summon a bit more traps, kind of lay them out just to hopefully collapse the tunnel a bit to at least give you guys an escape route. And thanks to Vera, you guys were able to successfully do so. You guys were able to take the Mako back to the ship. You were able to send out a message or two before deciding to take off into space. And you guys kind of settled down for the evening as it was kind of late afternoon at that point by the time you guys did take off. So not too much going on at that point. As we are going to start the session on the following day, actually, that morning. To which you all don't think you guys decided on where you are going just yet. You kind of
No, we
just
did.
wanted to get off into space. Did you? Where are you guys heading?
Citadel.
Back to the Citadel? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So you guys know you have about 3 to 4 days roughly before you guys will be back. Very, very short trip. Is there anything you guys want to do in the meantime before you land back at the Citadel? As you do have a couple days of downtime.
I think Brockus is just pretty much doing what Brockus normally does, just like whenever they're at travel, just the dad shit. Preparing food and driving the car.
Okay.
Reading up on guacamoles, perhaps, or avocados.
Oh yes, the avocados.
What's
The
an
avocados,
avocado?
yes.
The
Um,
avocados.
So, speaking of which, I would probably want to use my time. I need some rolls to craft some of the, I guess it's the one above Superior, and I went and abbreviated it, so I'm not sure if it's ultimate?
You're talking about the Medigels?
The Medigels? Yeah.
Medigels, yes. Does it
So
tell
the
you?
standard, enhanced, superior, and the last one is
Does it tell you what you need to make them?
maybe I'd go with superior. It doesn't look like I've got as far as doing the heavier.
Does it tell you what materials you need to make them, though? Or are you just trying your hand at making them through?
Well,
a
I've made
kit?
the superior ones before, so I'm just trying to look that up here.
6 Omni Gels is what it will cost you.
Okay, I must have it in my actual hand notes. So yeah, however many of those superior Medigels I can make. And I'm going to rustle around and see if I perhaps actually have some avocado seeds, or can get my hands on one, or have one, and maybe try planting one of those as a little side project.
I'm gonna crush everyone's dreams. Okay, with the... If you want to spend all day working on the Medigel, you would be able to make at least 2 a day.
Okay.
So what I need is, do you have a healing kit or a medical kit?
I have chemist supplies and chemist supplies is what I have.
Chemist
actually.
supplies can work. Yeah, chemical supplies can work. So yeah, so do you have the 12 Omnigel as well? I know you guys have like a large amount.
I can easily supply it if need be.
Yeah, I would probably pay a visit to our Solarian in residence and see how many of those he's willing to give me to play with.
Actually, do you guys keep, Jamar, do you keep them all, or do you just have them stored in your inventory and they're actually in like a stored compartment on the ship for everyone to access? I know you're keeping track, but are they like actually in your room, or are they like?
I keep
And it
X
just
amount
stickers.
on me, but I just have I have a master list on my character sheet
Ah, gotcha.
because
Okay.
I think Fox has the ship supplies list.
I have our treasury, our stash of group Medigel, and our stash of group ammo.
Okay,
there we go.
So I've got all the Omnigel marked.
Okay. Okay. Easy enough to do then. Yeah. So if you want to do the two,
How much do you need? How
depends
much
on how many she wants to make.
Who need?
I would need them, and I need 6 per try, and I can do 2 tries a day, and I have what you said, 2 days.
You have 2 days, yeah. So you can make a total
So I
of
need
4.
24.
Yeah, I can make that happen. We got 24 from. Why is that such a small font?
Yeah. Oh my.
Holy hell. I had my glasses around here somewhere. I have no idea where they are right now.
Oh no. Oh, if you turned a light on.
Actually,
I'm
it's
teasing.
fairly well illuminated in here. So
I was gonna say.
I'm
I
just
still see
old
just
and blind,
fine.
okay?
uh, welcome to the club.
Okay, you can have 24.
I feel like he looked under his desk in his office to do that.
Right.
It's like pulling out the crate. Yeah, 24 is good. Here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so if you want to go ahead and spend the time,
Okay.
go ahead and roll me. Are you proficient in your chemist?
Well, I have a yes, I am. I have a +7 to my rolls.
Okay, perfect. Okay, then go ahead and roll me your skill check for chemist.
Okay,
that
so
would be
you want 4 of
intelligence.
those, right?
We'll go ahead and do the first day, since we're
Okay.
still on day 1. So go ahead and give me 2 of those rolls.
Okay. So the first roll is a 15.
Okay.
Oh, no, maybe it's not.
Why is it so low?
Can I
if you're
re-roll that?
proficient?
Let me use a different dice. That is not working.
Because
well.
you what is it? It's double the proficiency, is what it is. Hold on, let me double check. For the skill. Oh my god, I don't even have the thing open. Shame on me.
How dare you?
I know. I got everything else open that I need. So don't shame me. I got my dice.
Yeah, I'm showing a +7, which I assume is my proficiency plus my wisdom.
Yes, but when it
It's
comes to
wisdom.
using kits, oh no. No, there's an issue with the website? No. Come on. Oh no. So Jamar, go ahead and explain to me, because I can't pull it up. It says critical failure. Message is I can't do it. When you use a skill check using one of your tools, it's double your proficiency.
No. Okay, so what is your
What is it?
core skill? What is the skill it's running off of?
Wisdom.
No. Okay, what are we? You're crafting the things.
If I'm
Medigel.
crafting the Medigels, it runs off of my chemist supplies, and the attribute for those is wisdom.
Okay, chemist supplies would
And
be.
I have +3 bonus for that, and +4 for proficiency.
It depends. I'm not sure what yours would run off of. I'm not sure if they run off of medicine or science or what. To me, that feels like a science roll.
For chemists, it's science, yes.
Okay, so you're gonna take your science plus whatever your tool thing is.
So that's a plus 11. So it's my science is plus 11,
Uh-huh.
and then I add my chemist supplies on that as well.
Yeah, you
So
combine
that's
the
a
two.
plus 18.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why are you rolling so low? That should be something entirely different.
No, because that's exactly how the 5e rules work as well. The moment you
Mhm.
start adding tools, things get up there.
Things
Okay,
get
so-
dumber than they normally get.
So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
plus 18 to my roll.
Okay,
Holy
so what's your
smokes.
total then?
All right. So that's 29.
29.
I've been using
Okay.
tools wrong.
Yeah, I think everyone has. Jamar's the only one that's
And
like,
then
I got
my
48.
my next roll is
To be fair, not a lot of people have used their tools here, except Jamar.
26.
And 26?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I would say throughout the day, spending time on these, you have successfully made 2 superior metagels.
Okay, so I'll add that onto my stock then.
Yeah, it has to physically work like that, because if it just was your tool proficiency, there'd be no sense in having the tool proficiency, because then it would just default back to whatever the core skill is.
Yeah.
So the
I
tool
thought
has
that's
to
how
add...
it worked.
No, because otherwise you would never bother taking tools, because there'd be no advantage to it.
Yeah,
If
me
you
over
gotta
here
be
thinking the only
proficient
advantage is
in
that you're
them.
allowed to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the proficiency helps, because then it's like, because then you're like a master of that tool or that craft, in a sense, when you have proficiency in it, at least.
Yeah. And that's the whole reason why tool proficiencies in Mass Effect and D&D are so hard to come by, because they're incredibly powerful.
That's why most of the time, depending on your class, you start off with like 1, maybe 2, depending on your background and everything. So that's like
why they're
2
like, you
crazy
can
ass
have an
skills.
instrument proficiency and you can stay the hell away from us.
Yeah, every time they offer me freaking instruments, I'm like, I don't want an instrument. A fucking bard.
Now that we've
How
done
dare
all
you?
this, I found my notes.
Oh
dear.
gosh. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I'm so bad at using tools. I need to get on that shit.
Oh, and it looks like I also have to spend some credits to do that too.
Yeah, I think
So you
it's
probably...
I think it's 300 credits or something. What is it? It's the
Actually, for the superior, it's
amount?
700 credits.
700. Yeah, I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
The
So I'll take
amount is.
1,400 credits off my total.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I did. You are correct, because I do have my notes for the not Metagel, the Omni Gel, but I do remember now it does cost money. Perfect. Okay. Okay. So actually, we'll just kind of go in order of this. Athelia, what are you planning on doing for the day?
Can you come back to me?
Oh, okay. Brockus, you said you were just kind of doing dad stuff, just navigating and
Yep.
just kind of
During
cleaning up and stuff.
during the day, it's pretty much just food prep and keeping an eye on, where the ship is going. At night, he's probably gonna take some time to like update the cookbook and everything like that.
Okay. All right. Actually, no, I forgot about this. Riley, go ahead and roll me a percentile.
98.
Jesus. Okay. With a 98, you don't remember how you got them. You don't remember how long you've had them. But you have a couple of avocado seeds in your possession.
I love it.
As someone who digs through the dirt, at least when everyone found you, why not find some avocado seeds?
Space avocados.
However, unless you decide to create some sort of mutagen to help with the growth, unless you're in a proper area with the right sunlight and soil, if you decide to make them inside, it does take 7 to 8 years to grow an avocado tree. I know because when I moved out of California and I was like, I miss avocados, I'm gonna grow my own avocado. I did my research and I went, fuck that shit. I want my
we
avocado
need to
now.
invest in a botany wing for the ship.
I was thinking a pot and a grow light myself, but okay.
Yeah, there's one
I'm
on
not
the
sure how big something like that would get. We may actually have to build a conservatory.
the ship in Andromeda has a botany wing. It's a thing.
They do. Not to mention you guys have a huge ass ship and like 3/4 of the rooms aren't used. So
There's that. There's also the cargo bay. You can fit in the corner of the cargo bay.
I mean, we got 2 cargo bays.
yeah, but do you want it in the cargo bay though when someone can
No.
easily just hit the button and just bye tree?
Airlock the avocados.
No.
Bye, avocados.
Who would when I have a little extra time, I'm going to go talk to Brockus about commandeering a space to actually start a little conservatory, because I found the seeds for the avocados to make the guacamole, and then I can do a side project to maybe look at making them grow faster.
How dare you ask for a room when he has plans for all 757 rooms on his ship? I don't know how many. Not that many.
Is
but
that
still.
the canon amount of rooms on this ship?
No.
GM said it is now.
No. The point is, it's a lot of rooms.
Because I was thinking about this, Zoro.
Mm-hmm.
We have a stupid large ship, correct?
Yes, correct.
I'm surprised that this small ragtag group can run this ship on their own. I don't think the ship is operating at optimal capacity.
No, it's not.
What? No.
We need to start.
I told
hiring
y'all
minions.
you can upgrade shit, and no one's done any upgrades on this ship except you
Because-
recently added an expanded med bay.
Because
That is
every
it.
time we land in, we make port, everybody gets drunk and arrested.
And I see no problem with this.
That's so
So
true.
you know what? Brockus is gonna start making a list, and he's
Oh my
just gonna
God.
say, "Yep, we're upgrading this. We're
It's
upgrading
so
this.
true.
Fuck you. I don't care."
Because
if
you
you're
guys
drunk,
could
we're
get a
upgrading
VI to help manage the ship. Or something.
That's what Celia's for,
I
right?
was gonna say we don't need a VI. We have an Acelia.
Oh, you want to keep Celia on the ship 24/7? She's also not in the
Mm.
ship.
That's up to her.
She's not in the ship. If you want to say
Demar
bye-bye,
can fix that.
if you want to say bye-bye to your companion and have her completely integrate her existence into the ship, you guys are more than welcome to.
She's her own person. She can do what she wants.
Yo,
Fair.
Azra, that's an insult. We are not Jersey Shore.
Ew.
Gross.
How dare you?
No, we're proper Mass Effect.
We just romance and get drunk.
That's just
All
a
right.
D&D game.
Yeah. So again, it's not impossible to increase the plant growth, but if it goes wrong, you're basically pulling a Last of Us. So we'll see what happens.
In what way?
They tried massively growing crops to help with the increased population of the world by making more food using the fungus. And why do you think people turn into mushroom faces when they get to that stage? They tried to
I
mass
couldn't
produce
tell you. I've
food,
never-
and that's what happened.
Couldn't tell you. I've never played the game.
Well, I worked on it. That's why I'm telling you now. That's how it all started. They were trying to mass produce food to help keep up with the ever growing population, and they were experimenting in big cities to see how well it does. And
They pulled an umbrella. Gotcha.
yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
I mean, it technically did well, just not in the way they intended.
Hey, not a lot
As
of
a
people have to.
bioweapon.
Not a lot of people are starving now.
Exactly. Problem solved.
Can't starve if you're dead. I
You
mean,
can't starve if you're dead.
that's just science.
Problem has fixed itself.
Yep. Sorry, I'm very passionate about The Last of Us. Anyway, the point is, it's possible for you to like have it grow much faster, but you know that's something you guys can decide to do down the road if you so choose. Unless you want to wait the old-fashioned way for avocados. But yeah. All right, so Brockus is making his to-do list on shit that needs to maybe get done around the ship. Jamar, what are you doing? What's next on
Discovering
your
nobody
project?
agrees to how the frick skill systems work.
Oh.
This is why you learn to word things correctly.
Mm.
I apparently am working on repairing a sync laser for Vera.
Oh goodness, what is that gonna do eventually?
Ow!
A sync laser?
So the sync laser, you remember in Mass Effect 3 when, spoilers, the Reapers were attacking Earth?
Wait, what? Damn it! I forgot
And at one point you get a weapon that basically just paints the target on them, and then they get orbital striked. That's what the sync laser is. I have one, but it is currently damaged, so its damage output is reduced. And when I got it, you said that somebody would have to repair it. So
Yes.
I'm looking
Oh,
at
the
our
gun.
resident
Someone.
Valerian.
Yes. The gun. Yes, I see it now.
Yeah,
It's
so
been
currently in
forever.
its damaged state, its DC is reduced from 16 to 13, and its damage is reduced from 8d12 to 5d12.
Yes. Yes. Okay, yeah, so that will take some time, especially since you know what? I will ask about Jamar, with your past building weapons and whatnot. How much do you know about Geth and their technology? If he knows any, do you think?
Well, that dice is gone. A moderate amount.
Moderate amount? Okay.
Yeah.
So it won't be.
If 100% was everything, that was a 60.
Oh, okay. That's not bad. Because you would examine this gun and see that it does, because hanging out with Omen 2, you're able to see some similarities in a bit of his technology versus this gun's technology. And you're like, oh, okay, this is somewhat similar, okay, but not quite. So it will probably take you just a little bit of time. Again, it's more repairs, working with technology you're not too terribly familiar with, but it won't take you anywhere near as long as like building a gun from scratch. So I would say it would probably take a total maybe 5 days worth of downtime before you're probably successfully able to get this gun up and running.
Sorry, how many days?
5 days.
5 days? Okay.
Because I totally forgot it is a reverse engineered Geth technology that was used. I was like, oof. It's a cool gun.
It's a very cool gun, and I, being the level that I am, I now have some special things for heavy weapons, And surprisingly, I don't have any heavy weapons aside from that sync laser. So
Okay.
And you're proficient in them, right? Because soldier, I think, is like a
I'm
fighter. They're proficient in everything.
every weapon.
Yeah.
So
was
I
gonna
need
say.
5 days, so I will spend
Yes.
the next 2 days working on it.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Go ahead and just because it's newer technology, go ahead and roll me a couple of you know what, for this one, go ahead and give me engineering, just basic engineering. This is more of
17.
how well 17? Okay, and then what's the second one? This is more of you trying to understand the technology more than anything else.
Substantially better. 26.
26? Okay. Still not bad. Not bad at all. Off to a little bit of a slow start, but yeah, I would say that you're quickly learning, as you normally do, trying to adjust to this interesting form of technology. Omen, what are you up to for at least this next day?
So 2 things. I'd like to take a couple of hours to finish, the .exe program I had started working on.
Oh, yes. Okay.
I'd like to finish that.
That was an engineering role?
Correct.
Yes, go ahead. And roll me a
engineering.
couple of those. Especially if you're just taking all day doing it.
Right. Well, I'm taking however long. You said it was like almost finished, so
It's very
know
close,
how
yeah.
long.
I would say depending on how your rolls are, you could probably finish it by the end of the day.
Okay. Let me roll. So the first one is an 18,
Okay.
and then the second one here is what is this plus that? 28.
28? Okay. Yeah, I would say by the end of the day you'd be able to get that up and running.
Okay, perfect. And once that's done, yeah, I have another project I want to start.
Okay. Why? I am just now noticing, why are all of my cams, like, shifted? I've noticed this now. Because it happened earlier. There we go. That's really weird. No one else's camera shifted, just my top cameras all shifted. That was really weird. Sorry, my OCD saw like a sliver and I was like, what the hell is that? Okay. All right. And Vera, what are you doing for the day?
Not too much. Just our usual spending time in navigation. Something that I've been meaning to do for several sessions now. And speaking of our ship, I would like to ask Asilia if she wouldn't mind, in her downtime, learning about our ship and how it works. Because it occurs to me that none of us really have any fucking idea how this ship works. So
Nope.
I would like her to learn absolutely everything that she possibly can about the inner workings of this ship. Just so we have somebody we can talk to if something goes wrong.
There were manuals, but the only person that
Okay.
read them left.
Yeah. And aside from asking her to do that, if we are within range of a comms beacon where I can contact the Citadel,
Mhm.
I would like to arrange. I assume the Citadel probably has some form of like starship rental service.
Yeah, I would see why
Because-
not.
Our family picnic is approaching, and the last time I talked to my sister, I told her that I would go to Palaven to pick her up. So
Mhm.
I would like to
swing by.
I feel like taking a Krogan warship to Palaven is a bad idea.
I hear
To
the
a
best idea.
Turian, to the Turian
So-
home planet.
Yeah. I
Could be
think
fun.
I'm gonna play it safe and just rent a starship from the Citadel for the day that we arrive, so I can scoot over to Palavin and then bring her back. Because I think Palavin's only one system over from the Citadel. I'd have to
I
look at the
believe
map
it
again, but it's like
is.
right there.
Actually, yeah, I think. Oh, you're all on the map. Okay.
One system or one jump.
It's in Trebia.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah,
Citadel
it's-
is in Serpent Nebula, right? So, and then
Yeah.
Palavin's Apian Crest. So yeah, so it's just one
It's
jump over.
one jump. That's a day trip.
Yeah.
There and back. So yeah.
So I'd like to arrange that, however much that's going to cost me to rent a small starship for a day or two.
Okay. Perfect. So yeah, I would say you just reach out to just like Citadel, like their help hotline, kind of
Yeah.
shuttle hotline.
I'll look for the best reviewed starship rental service on the Citadel, and that's the one I'll use.
Okay.
Space hurts.
Someone's such and such's favorite shop on the Citadel.
Oh gosh.
Whatever
Okay.
review you need.
Can Brockus hear this conversation going on, or are you making it in private?
I don't think it's too private. She probably does it while she's at the navigation array.
So Brock is just gonna look over. He's like, we could just stop by.
I had
Save the
considered it.
credits.
I had considered it.
Just send a forward message letting him know that you're bringing an ancient Krogan battleship.
I don't think any of us want that. They'll want to detain the ship, and they'll ask questions, and they'll want to examine it. There's
Why?
nothing we would be able to do to stop them, and it would just waste everyone's time.
You really think they would impound a ship that doesn't technically exist?
Yes, I do.
It's a waste of time.
Well, that's what bureaucracy's for.
I was just trying to save us time, but
I appreciate it.
don't really
But,
want to lose the ship to a bunch of bureaucrats because it's a new toy that they could probably load into a cannon and fire at the humans again.
I did also deliberately avoid telling my parents that I was taking my sister for a few days. So
Why?
they would ask too many questions.
Aren't you both like adults?
Well, I'm an adult. She's almost an adult.
Okay, well, if she's a kid, I can understand why your parents would need to know where she's going.
So yeah, I'm avoid telling them about it until after I've already got her on planet. Then I'll give them a call.
As a father, I'm against that plan. That only leads to bad things. Just tell them you're going to introduce her to friends.
Brockus, my parents are lifelong military people.
Okay?
Nothing goes that smoothly.
I'm failing to see the point here.
I'll pick her up and I'll call them. Once we're off planet, I'll tell them that she'll be fine.
And that's not gonna set off your lifelong military parents to launch rescue shuttles and
Not rescue shuttles, no. It'll absolutely make them angry, but we won't be on planet, so it won't be a problem.
so the plan is to go pick her up and then we leave.
Well, I'm going to go pick her up.
That's what I
And
mean.
leave.
No, that's what I mean. I'm not coming with you. I mean, You're
you
going
can
to
come
pick
with
her
if
up.
you want, but just not in this ship.
no, I don't really need guns pointed at me and, questions being answered as to why a Krogan is on board with you.
Understandable.
How about, well, it's not even how about. My question was, you're going to kidnap your sister, bring her to the Citadel, and then we're all going to leave as a group.
I think kidnap is a strong word. She's coming by choice. Mostly because she doesn't believe that I have friends and wants to see firsthand. But
She doesn't believe we exist.
you know, she's happy to come along. I'm just whisking her away before they can stop her. And then, yes, once we're all on the Citadel, where are we having this gathering anyway? Is it going to be on the Citadel, or are we going somewhere?
Oh no, it's not the Citadel. What planet did we choose, Zorro? It's been so long, I forgot what planet we were going to.
Let me look at my notes. I'm pretty sure I wrote it down, but now I'm not so sure. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think you guys chose one
I thought we had one
specifically.
because we knew what cluster we were going to.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it
in
was. So
Horsehead,
I remember
wasn't
it was. Where's it? I remember the
Yeah, it was
cluster.
something in Horsehead.
it? It was in.
It
Horsehead.
was Horsehead. I do remember that. Funny enough, I do remember that. Give me a second. Let me just look through my notes here.
Was it Fortuna?
I remember seeing that name in my notes, but now I'm trying to remember where. Oh no. Nope, that's a different thing. No. God, I have so many planet stuff on here. You know what? I also have virtual notes. Let me look that up real quick. Okay, let me see here. You guys.
Yeah, I don't have it in my notes either.
That's why I'm thinking, like, you guys, I think, thought of the area, but I'm not sure if you guys thought of where. I'm pulling up my digital notes real quick. Let's see here.
Yeah, because I can't remember where we
Weren't we-
decided.
Weren't we going to one of Brox's children because they couldn't really leave their work? So we were
the
going to take
ice
the picnic
planet?
to them?
You want to go to the ice planet?
No, we've already been to the ice planet.
Because that's
No,
where
we
she
were swinging-
was.
We were swinging by
The
to
other
pick
one.
her. We were swinging by to pick her up, and then we were meeting the twins somewhere.
Yeah, I thought it was where the twins were.
Yes, and you tried to get a hold of them and they did not respond.
I thought we were going to where the twins were because we couldn't get a hold of them. I don't know.
I am seeing here. Hold on. I don't have a note next to it, but I see notes for Horsehead Nebula, Fortuna Amaranthine. That might be it. It's like part forest, part rocky planet. But again, I don't know if that's what those notes are for. But that's what I have for the Horsehead in my notes. You guys know me and my notes. I
It's
am
an
like
ice-
so.
I don't think it is because Amaranthine is an ice planet.
That's where we went to
Amber, I
get. So
think?
maybe that's why the horse sits in our head. Because that's where we went to see the daughter.
Yeah.
Probably. So it's probably so maybe that's why. I mean, you guys got time to discuss it now if you need to do a roundtable call.
Well, yeah, because I'm trying to remember because I think Brockus would probably pick some sort of like tropical, like warm climate or something for everybody to just like enjoy and not have to worry about ice or gas
Radiation.
explosions or radiation or thresher maws.
Look, I am just really sad you guys are not in Andromeda because there's so many gorgeous planets there that you actually get to explore, unlike the original Mass Effect trilogy where it's just like, oh look, there's a base and a tunnel. It's like, no, you actually get to go on these like really cool planets. Well, that's up to you guys. If you guys want to...
Do we know where what was it, the twins, where they are?
No, Brockus did try to reach out to them. Brockus, go ahead and give me a history check.
Give me 1 second. A history check?
Yes.
That's not bad. That's going to be a history of 13.
13? That's not bad. It kind of goes with dad brain a little bit. You know that because of your daughters being commandos, last you checked that they've been doing a lot of escort trips. So they technically won't be planet side. They're going to be on like actual ships. Like very large ships as an escort.
Question.
Yes.
How likely do you think it is that Brockus and like the kids have a, you know, the technical 911 text that you send to the family if something happens?
I would say that knowing your family, they'd be very responsive and would actually have one. Given your line of work, specifically with the twins being with their line of duty as well, that I would say you guys would have one.
Okay, so at some point in time, probably like later in the night, he's going to try once again to get in contact with them.
Okay.
And then if that doesn't work, he'll just do what every parent does when the kids are ignoring him and send out the distress signal.
Okay.
Sounds right.
Okay. And you're sending it to both of them, I take it. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Which reminds me, I gotta remember their names.
So I'm just throwing it out there. I know it's kind of obvious, but Eden Prime is very ideal. Like, that is a gorgeous planet if you guys want to consider that. And it's not
before
that
all
far.
shit breaks loose, so
Exactly.
fuck it,
Exactly.
Eden Prime.
You've
Eden
got
Prime.
you've got what, 26 years before shit hits the fan there. So
This unit will take good note of Eden Prime for Geth Collective.
So we can blame you. Got it.
Actually, funny enough, let me see here real quick, because this is actually gonna make me laugh. Where is it? Sorry guys, we're getting all of our ducks in a row here. So funny enough, it's not even inhabited yet by the human colony. That's not for a little while. Oh no, wait, is it? Hold on.
Oh, great. He's taking us camping again.
No, this has a lot of like open space too. It's not like all forest. It's got a lot of like grassland and stuff too. So,
No one said you had to have a forest to go camping. It's a lack of civilization.
That's true.
Where are we supposed to go
Yeah.
shopping?
Human colony on Eden Prime was founded in 2152.
2152. Ah, right there. I just pulled it up as soon as you did that. So, so So yeah, humans are already there. My bad. But that's on one part of the planet. It's a whole fucking planet. You guys don't have to even go near it, so you're fine.
That's fine. I don't mind driving off the humans again if I have to.
Oh god. Yeah, so they've been
Excuse
there
me.
for like 8 years. So yeah, they've been there for a while. They've established a colony there for.
Hey,
at
they
least
might
8
have an
years.
avocado tree that works.
How many years have they been there?
8 years.
Give me your
Perfect.
avocados.
Get your avocados. I mean, I said depending on the soil and everything, it takes about 7 years. So if anything, this is probably the right time where they're starting to get avocados.
We're just going to go steal an avocado tree while drunk. That's what's going to happen.
So
I'm getting
instead of
drunk and
take
we're
me to
stealing
your
a tree.
leader, take me to your avocado.
This is like the St. Myford Rodeo. We're just gonna say rodeo and avocados. This is gonna be how it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I keep forgetting. Humans discovered that they were not alone about 3 years ago, but they were already doing exploration for at least 30, 40 years at this point. So yeah. Because that's the thing I keep forgetting, is that the First Contact War was, yes, that was when humans discovered they weren't alone, but they were still doing space exploration. Because I remember the Anderson book when he was young, and N7 was still very early in its development. It was like they were doing space exploration. So yeah. So anyway,
I found their names.
good, because I have them right here, but, I want you to be a good father and go with their names.
So okay, question though.
Yes.
What names do you have for the twins? 'Cause
The names?
I think I named his eldest and one of the twins the same thing.
Nope. You have Trilla and Zora.
Yeah, for the twins, and then
Zuna was the one you guys have all met.
Zuna, that's right.
So Trilla and Zora are the twins, and then Zuna is their slightly older sister.
Yeah.
As a parent of two, I'm going to have to tell you, you're going to mix up their name all the time. It happens.
Okay.
Especially-
To be fair,
They look alike.
He's had 50 kids.
I sent Zorro these names 5 years ago.
I'm just saying, to be fair, I just called my youngest the wrong name 5 minutes, 2 hours ago. I was going to say 5 minutes, but it's been a couple hours.
Every
2 hours
time,
ago.
because it happened to me once in a Rogen game, and now I'll never be caught flat-footed again. Now every time I play a character, before we start the game, I put my backstory up. That way, if he's like, "Oh, it's so and so," I'm like, "Who the fuck's that person?" Okay.
Yeah, I do that too.
I mean, I keep calling every one of Azarin's characters Rose, so
Oh, they all have
True.
Rose as a middle name, so it's all right.
Yeah.
all right.
But yeah,
So yeah, that's the plan. After dinner, he's gonna try to message the twins, and if they don't respond, then he's going to put out fake panic.
okay. Also, I would say, because it's super easy, and I imagine when Vera and Brockus, you were talking about the picnic, the Eden Prime is in the Exodus cluster, which is right next to the Horsehead Nebula, so it's not that far out of the way at all.
Perfect.
All right.
And it looks like there's a straight jump from the Serpent Nebula to the Exodus cluster as well.
Yes, it is a straight shot, so that would take a little less than a day to get there easily. All right. So Vera, out of curiosity, sorry guys, we technically didn't mean to go off topic, but it wasn't really off topic. It was more of let's get our shit together kind of situation. So getting back real quick, Vera, is Acelia proficient in anything ship related? or even like ship
she-
engineering or anything?
She is not.
Okay.
But she does have keen mind, and she's
Okay.
an AI technically.
What, all AIs
Um,
know technological
so-
shit?
No, they learn.
No, but I imagine she has more of a proclivity for it than us squishy flesh people.
Fair. Fair.
So if she wants to, I feel like it would be a good idea for at least one of us to understand how this ship works.
Okay. So when you ask her, she's like, "Is this my new project then? I could try to balance social interaction with ship technology, if you would like, Lieutenant."
Well, I would like, but I'm not commanding you to do this or anything. I'm asking if you could do this or if you want to do this. I would very much appreciate it, but you can say no.
I'm not necessarily seeing a downside why I would say no. If it will help benefit the ship and its crew, then I would be more than happy to.
I think it would be a great benefit, yes. And if you find once you get into it that it's not very interesting to you, that's okay. You don't have to keep doing it if you don't want to.
Very well. I will spend this time then studying the ship. I know that there are two parts of the ship that will require some better access. One of it would be in the cockpit, and the other would be in the... Oh my god, my brain just went blank. It's like the conference room area, where it's like the core. Not quite the conference room, but it's like the core... I'm thinking Firefly references, and it's not working. No, brain lost it. So she's gonna be like, "Do you think Brockus would give me permission to go into the cockpit and do it, or should I do it at the other central location?"
I think it's worth asking him. Put
Very
those
well.
new social skills of yours to the test.
Very well. She'll go and find Brockus, and she kind of sees like your back as she's approaching you, and she goes, "Brockus."
What's up?
The ceiling?
Sorry, it's human lingo. How can I help you?
I don't think I've gotten that far with humans just yet.
Hang around Mercy. You'll learn a lot.
I have learned a lot about unicorns, coloring utensils, and something that involves a protein known as cheese.
Ah, good. You're halfway there.
Ah, very well then. I am progressing. Yes, Lieutenant Vera has asked me to look into understanding the ship so it can be more efficient for the crew and the ship itself. There are two locations I can do this at, and one of them is the cockpit. Do I have permission to access through the cockpit?
He kind of looks around. He's like, all the stations are open. He's like, yeah, just pull up a chair and do what you need to do.
Very well. And she starts walking away, and when she gets just a few feet down, she kind of stops, turns around, walks back to the same spot she was before, and she's like, "I'm sorry, I'm supposed to be learning. Thank you, Brockus. I appreciate it." And she goes to put her hand up and just starts patting your shoulder. "Is this too invasive?"
We're really going to have to work on this.
"I don't think you would like the other thing I saw
It's
to
like
be part
he
of
like-
the situation."
He like spins around in the chair and he just holds up his hand with like a closed fist. He's like, just take your fist and bump it into mine.
She just kind of like backhands it with her fist.
No. As he just like holds up his hand and like another hand, he's like this.
All right. What does
No.
this achieve?
You take your fist and you put it against my fist.
She just sets it against yours. All right. Now what?
And then he kind of just slightly like bumps her fist. He's like, there we go.
I'm sorry. What does this achieve? Are we dueling
It's
now?
something the humans call a fist bump. Some sort of bonding thing.
Like a more intimate handshake?
Sort of. You can add a little flavor to it as well, but let's just get the basics done first.
Right. This does feel better compared to the other invasive gesture that was going to follow that, so I appreciate it. Thank you for
Out
teaching
of
me.
curiosity, what is the other invasive gesture?
It is called a hug.
Now, see, normally you reserve hugs for times of relieving stress or greeting a loved one. It's not usually a good job sort of motion. And in the situation of good job or thank you, fist bump works fine.
Right, fist bump. I will practice on that. Perhaps Vera can help me with this.
Wonder if Vera knows what a fist bump is. If not, you can teach her.
I may be a poor teacher, but I will master the gesture first and then teach Lieutenant Vera.
He kind of just like gives her a thumbs up and just spins around back in the chair.
And she's like very serious, like, I have to learn. I will nail this.
I'm giving this poor AI just like an existential crisis.
All right. You know what? I'll go ahead and I'll roll for Celia to see how much she learns. Let me pull up her sheet real quick. Let's take a look here. We have no ship skill set. This isn't a vehicle handling situation. So I would say this is probably going to be either an electronics or science roll. And it's the same either way. Okay. So I'm going to roll that and a percentile. Let's see here.
She didn't exactly get Vera's luck when she rolled for her stats, but you know, she's new to the universe. It's fine.
This is true. This is true. Okay. We are starting off strong. Okay. Okay. Sarcasm. Did not roll well for her. Okay. So I would say Brockus, you see her kind of using her Omni tool to not necessarily hacking into the system, but trying to scan it and trying to break it down in code and whatnot. Every so often, though, she does get distracted and she's trying to like do the fist bump motion, just kind of like other things. So she's a bit distracted, but she's trying to multitask and she hasn't quite mastered that craft yet. So
As he looks over, he's like, if you're interested in learning more about humans and gestures and the like, you should attend movie night with us.
Yes. Lieutenant Vera has introduced me to movies. A lot of action and romance.
She watches romance movies?
There is a lot of romance movies, yes.
Interesting.
Funny enough, her romance collection is far more advanced than her action. She seems to have almost triple the amount by comparison.
How is she on comedies?
I don't recall seeing anything funny. I found a couple moments I thought could potentially be funny that were serious moments, but I don't think that identifies as a comedy.
I must introduce her to the premise of comedies with a human movie. Have
I
you ever
don't think
seen
she takes jokes
Caddyshack?
lightly. I don't know this person.
It's not a person, it's a movie title. All right, that's going on the movie night list.
I don't think she appreciates jokes. And I don't mean that she doesn't understand them. I don't think she finds them amusing. But it is worth a try. If I am learning, I suppose she can as too.
Fox Spaceballs is on the list as well, but you know.
Nice.
Nice.
No, I think with
Very nice.
Spaceballs, she would sit there and just like overanalyze everything.
Yeah, that one might be a bit much for her right now.
Either that or
Maybe
she-
no
she-
spoofs. No spoofs yet.
Either that or she asks Jamar to make her Spaceballs the flamethrower.
Oh God. No. All right. And Athelia, did we decide on what we were doing?
We did, and it's a little ironic given the story that just happened.
Oh, okay.
So, had the ability to remember that last episode ended with me sleeping in Vera's room because Athelia didn't want to sleep in her own room by herself.
Correct.
So she's probably hanging out with the Varen in there still, unless someone kicks her out, because Big Scary gets to run around this ship. So, she'll probably
to
play with the Varen.
To be fair, Omen has been nowhere to be seen this entire time except with Jamar.
Ver-
Since they're at
that
the
makes it
workroom.
worse. Honestly, Athelia doesn't know what's worse, being able to see him or not being able to see him and not know where he is. It's like losing
That's
the
fair.
spider.
That's oh God. Okay.
Yeah. Not helpful.
So are you
Um,
hanging out in Vera's room all day?
Yes. Should probably spend a little bit of time going through Vera's stuff. Not like invasively, but
You're like, ooh, romance.
she's a little bored and she's been playing with Varen for a while. And she's tired.
you find spicy books in there.
Yeah, there's probably a data pad with a few spicy books on it.
She might read one of your books.
It
She
makes
might
you
find
see a
these-
whole different side of Vera you didn't think existed. It's spicy.
There's a lot of Turian and Corian stuff in there, I'm saying.
Like a Turian and a Corian, or like Turian romance and Corian romance?
A Turian and a Corian.
Oh. Oh, we going old school Mass Effect here with some Garrus and Talia.
They're-
Okay.
They're
Alright.
the only two Dextro races in the galaxy. Of course there's going to be an attraction there.
That's true.
Yeah, that makes
That's
sense.
very true. Okay.
So when Vera gets back to her room, that's probably I'm laying on her bed reading her books.
So if Vera walks in and sees you doing that, her first reaction will probably be like, "Oh, catching up on all my reports. Good job."
Oh, these are your reports. Thought they were just books. Very well written, I guess. Very entertaining. But I'm not sure
my
whenever we met these people.
mission reports. I mean,
Oh, there's mission. All right.
I mean, there's missions in here, but did you give us all aliases? And what have I been missing?
I'm sorry. What are you reading exactly?
She'll hand it over.
Nothing is what you're reading. You're reading nothing.
Oh no, you can't take it now. I'm halfway through. Finish the story.
I'm not giving this back. You saw nothing on here.
Oh, Vera, give me enough time. I'll find it. Come on, just give it back. I was
Don't-
enjoying it.
She's already reading book 2 of the Corsair's Captive trilogy.
Mm-hmm. I have to know what happens.
It's a book trilogy I just made up.
Look, we're in the classic romance period where they break up, which was like quotation marks, and then they have to get back together, so you gotta get back so I can get there. You can't leave me like this.
Oh, you haven't even gotten to the... You know what? No.
Oh, there's something even better coming? Now you have to give it back. Come on.
Book 3 is very explicit. But not that I'm saying there's any books on here. You saw nothing except for my mission reports.
Yeah, nothing but mission reports. Now I want to finish reading them.
No.
Oh my god, it's an actual book, and it's space erotica.
Oh my god.
Of course it is. Look, this is...
Alright, how am I supposed to know what we did
The
in our missions if you
cover.
don't let me finish? If
I
you're real good at that, you better share it.
Oh,
have...
I'm
Look.
gonna do it.
I would maybe be more open to sharing this stuff with you, except despite us being very, very good friends, Athelia, I happen to know that you have regular contact with a certain type of person that would love to get this exact information out of you. So I'm afraid I'm cutting you off.
One, I'm not sure who you're speaking of. And
Oh, you know exactly who I'm speaking of.
two, what's stopping from just telling him now? I've already read it. I already know you have it.
Oh, because you didn't get to the good stuff.
You think I can't find the book online if I really wanted to? I'm sure my contact could help me find it.
Oh, I'm sure you can find the books online. I'm saying you didn't get to the stuff that I wrote.
You wrote stuff. No, Veer, you can't keep this from me.
Fan fiction.
I'm afraid this datapad is not ever leaving my person again. And don't you even think for a second about employing Jamar. Leave him out of this.
Oh, I was already thinking it, and... Don't forget I can be very persuasive when I want to.
I know you can.
Just let me read the book, please!
You can look up the books yourself and read them yourself. But everything else on this datapad is staying secret.
Athelia probably looks extremely pouty right now. At least
You
let
know
me
what?
finish the story I was reading. I won't look at anything else.
It's
I'm
end
in
of
the middle
day.
it.
Why don't we just have some drinks and relax and forget all about this?
Some drinks and relax and find someone who's going to get me those stories.
You can buy the books yourself, or I can transfer the books to you, but I am not giving you this datapad.
Fine, be that way.
Oh, I will.
Athenia's making a mental note that she will now track down this data pad at some point.
You're like, I'm halfway through the trilogy. I must know what happened.
Even better yet, I have to know what the smut does. That she wrote stories, and I need to know how it changes in the actual canon. So I have to finish stories, and then I have to find hers.
Look,
She has a mission now.
the quote on the back of the book is, "A pirate doesn't ask permission, he takes." Oh god, I kind of want to read these just to see what they're all about. Anyway.
You know what they're all about.
And that's not stopping me. Actually, I can't do really bad romance. Like,
Right.
it's ugh. But all right. Two things happen by the end of your day. One, Brachus, you actually do not hear back from your daughters.
Shame. Guess I'm gonna have to pull the parent special and send out that quote unquote 911 text.
What is the 911 text? What's your code phrase?
What would be a code phrase that he would use? He's gonna send out the message that says who's pregnant.
I love it.
She gives a real answer back. Oh shit, I mean.
Does it come with a download from the internet picture of a pregnancy test in some garbage can?
Oh god. It's just the meme. Okay. So you send that out. While you send that out, Vera, you actually get a email notification on your Omni tool.
But why is Brockus asking me who's pregnant? I don't understand.
He hits send to all.
How does he know? No kidding.
That's hilarious.
You see it's from Sabias.
Making sure that I don't have a certain Asari looking over my shoulder, I will bring up the email and give it a read.
Okay. So he does send you a very short message that says, if you want more information, you can find me here. Come alone, leave your friends behind. I just want to chat. And you get a list of coordinates.
Okay. And given that I spend a great deal of my time looking at a galaxy map, do I have a rough idea where these coordinates are?
So I would say it's easy enough for you to plug them in even. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. But once you kind of zoom in and kind of like cross-reference it a little bit, you see that it's first in the Ismar frontier, in the Alista system, and you notice that the coordinates actually pinpoint a asteroid belt.
Okay. Let me track this down on the map here.
If it helps, let's do this real quick. So you guys are right here in the Nemean Abyss. It is right here in this corner.
Okay. Does our ship have escape pods that are capable of making a jump themselves?
Yes, they do.
Okay. So I'm not going to do anything now, but once we arrive in the Crescent Nebula, I'm going to approach Brockus.
Okay. So I would definitely say you guys, actually, I would say at this point, because it does take about 3 days for you guys to get there, because there was very short jumps, I would say you guys are roughly zooming in between right now. So you guys are probably,
okay.
yeah, because then by the time you reach day 2, you're going to be kind of right here, and then by the end of the day, you'll be back where you are. So you're kind of
Okay, so it
hanging
looks
out
like
over
there's
here.
a jump from the Eagle to Ismar. So once we arrive in the Eagle
Yes.
Nebula, that's when I'll approach Brockus.
Okay. So you would guesstimate at the rate you're going, probably by morning you guys would reach that.
I will set an alarm so I get up early, so we actually have time to potentially stop the ship in that system.
Okay. All right. And a couple couple more hours go by. It's starting to get really late. Well, not too terribly late. Probably about like 9:30, almost 10 o'clock. When Brachus, you finally get a message back from Zora. And she says, it's just a text message that says, "Too dangerous to communicate. Trilla's in trouble. Ship ambushed."
And he just sends back, "Where? I'm on my way."
Okay. With that, we're going to go ahead and go to break real quick. As we're going to go ahead and take just a very quick break. We're actually going to end probably in the next hour, roughly. Just going to end a little early since some of us aren't feeling good and I got to get up stupid crazy early. But we're just going to do a quick, brief little break before we get back into this, as it seems like we've got some plans going on. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back, guys.
Yeah.
That way it's not, what show are we on? How is it running today?
And we're back.
Oh, hello.
I
Oh, hello. Full pea drink in my mouth. Okay.
I just had cake.
Oh, what kind of cake?
Yeah. You didn't bring
Yeah,
any to share?
No, my mom just decided that she wanted chocolate cake, so she made one.
No, no.
I demand you deliver it through the computer. I want chocolate cake now.
You can keep it.
What if it was German chocolate?
But I'm sure it was delicious, though.
If it was German chocolate, I would demand 4.
Oh my god! I would love German chocolate.
So I'm
Some
going to
food
go
cakes I
hide the
love.
German chocolate recipe in my cookbook before I get demanded for more.
I love German
Excuse you?
chocolate.
I actually have a really good German chocolate recipe, so.
I will kill for German chocolate.
I will too! Oh my gosh.
I have literally baked them, packed them in ice, and sent them to Zoro in the mail.
I got them from 2 states over at one point, and I was like, oh my
Yeah.
god, they're amazing. Ate them all
And then
myself.
she ate half the box in one day.
I didn't have to give that detail, but sure.
Yes, I did.
They were so good. Okay. So, back to our regular scheduled program. Brockus, you ask where they are and say that you're on your way. You only get one more message back. And in quotations, it says Phallesnia. And that's all you get.
Phallesnia?
Mm-hmm.
Spell that, please.
F as in Fox, Alessnia.
Is this a planet?
You could do a history check and find out. Or check the computer or something. If you want to find
History check of 16.
out. Doesn't sound familiar to you at all.
He's not even gonna like bother doing his own Google search. He's gonna get on the loudspeaker and just pull like a Harvey Birdman, everyone get in here. As he pretty much stops the ship.
You guys are suddenly at cruise right now.
Brock has pulled the e-brake.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
It is on its way.
Yeah, I'm probably rushing there as quickly as I can. Something sounds disastrously wrong.
Athelia will follow after making sure Vera didn't leave the notepad behind. Which I'm
Oh
sure
no,
she
that
didn't.
data pad is in my hands.
Yeah. She's gonna check for it first and then follow.
I'm going
Riley's
to
up
stop
to
what I'm
her-
working on.
Riley's up to her eyeballs in avocado tree research, and she sets it aside and hits.
She's like, I have these seeds.
Oh, I have a plan.
She has seeds, she has a plan. Must run.
All right. So,
Once everybody gets there, he's just be like, any one of you know what Phallesnia means?
Do we?
Athelia,
Yes.
can I get a history check from you?
Charisma based, so maybe. No. That's not terrible. 10.
Okay.
I am proficient in that. I just realized as I rolled, so.
It's something you haven't heard in a long time. As you've not been home in a very long time, but you do recognize this as a I forgot what race you were at first. Sorry.
Wow.
As it is an Asarian word for the lotus. But that's all you know. It's just an Asari word.
I mean, it means the lotus.
got a message back from one of the twins. She says her sister is in trouble. Ship was ambushed. Told her that to hold tight. I was on my way. She just replied with Phalacenia.
Does Lotus bring anything to Belv, like a location or anything like that that the Asari would refer to?
Not that you can recall.
Knew I should have put trackers in them.
I knew I should put trackers in them when they were a baby.
Wait, Jamar,
Yes.
could you track a specific location as to where a message came from?
You're gonna want someone with communications expertise on that.
That would also be me.
As he just like looks at you, just like do the thing.
I will attempt to track his message. God, don't leave
Okay.
this up to me, guys.
So communications. Oh God, we haven't done this in a hot minute now, have we? Okay. So for this, so here's the thing: you are still needing to track something down. So this is more of a engineering to at least track it first before anything else. So I would need a engineering roll from you.
I can have engineering.
Unless you have any sort of proficiency in some sort of ship-related tools.
I do have the Starship system for communications.
Okay. Go.
Um,
There you go then.
Okay. I
There's
don't
a
fucking
reason
have
I put her-
engineering.
There's a reason she's under the bus this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason I'm under the bus. That one right there. Okay, that's better. That's more decent. A dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Okay, much better. So you go ahead and try to find the coordinates and see where this came from. You find technically a location, but it seems to be in the middle of nowhere. Like it's not a planet. It's not even like an asteroid belt or a floating spaceship or nothing. It's just kind of in the middle of nowhere. And you track it down coming from the Nimbus cluster in the Kalini area sector.
I'm sorry. Repeat?
Kalini system, sorry. So it's you tracked it down to the Nimbus cluster in the Kalini system. Or Kalini, depending on your syllable.
I mean, I would have said it neither of those ways, so it's okay.
Yeah.
You can't trust me to sound something out. I learned how to sight read, not phonetics. I do not apologize.
It's fair. I can't math. So we're even.
We all have weaknesses. So I'll kind of point that out to Brackus. I mean, this is where it's coming from, so at the very least when you start heading that way... I know we're going to report to the Spectre. Maybe we should just send the report to her, message it to her, and then continue on our way. That way we don't have to
Agreed.
make that stop. Is there... Now knowing that it's, the message came from that kind of area, is there anything associated with Lotus in that area?
Not that you were able to find. You do know, though, when you were doing your quick research, I would say, I mean, you've done school and stuff like that, so you at least, like, you had to learn about, like, the systems and whatnot.
Yeah.
You may not be, like, super smart about a lot of areas, per se, but you do know that this particular cluster, like the Nimbus cluster itself, is very heavily populated with Asari. As far as, like, that's the primary race that tends to kind of occupy that whole area. But nothing comes to mind when you hear Lotus. You don't recognize it as like a planet. You don't recognize it as, again, like a space station or like a certain capital or a group name. Doesn't really sound familiar.
Jamar, would you be able to run something through your systems about Asari and Lotus? I find it very strange.
What if it's a ship name?
Possibly. I mean, it's an Asari word, which is find very strange that that's what they reply with. Especially if it's something you don't
Unless
recognize.
it's- Is it the code name of an individual? Could be the other thing.
It could be a lot of things. It's not
Well,
something I like.
time to cross-reference Lotus to absolutely everything.
And as he's doing that, Brockus just wheels around again in the chair and starts pumping everything up to start the jumps to take
Brockus.
him to the cluster.
Brockus, if I may have
Okay.
a moment of your time,
A short moment.
I'll make it quick. She looks at everyone else to give them some space.
Acelia looks
We'll
at you
find
at
a
a moment.
different
She's
computer
like,
console.
oh, there we go. Acelia does look at you and she's like, I can go if you want me to. I was permitted to do my research up here, but I have no problem leaving to give you privacy, Lieutenant.
Just give us 5 minutes, and then you can come back.
Understood. She'll walk out and basically act like she's guarding the door on the outside.
Athelia will go to leave. You can see her pause for a moment. She does look down towards the data pad, like as if you can see it going through her mind of like, could I demand it right now? And then she just leaves.
What
She's
about
not
Riley
that
and
neat.
Omen?
Riley would just nod respectfully to Vera and leave.
Omen? Omen, unless you're muted. Or passed out. It's a possibility you're still on drugs.
Or past that.
Another reason why I didn't want to go too terribly late, because he's still
It's
very
understandable,
tired.
yeah.
Yeah.
Omen
Yeah.
is in a power down state at the moment.
Yeah, he even expressed to me that he is forcing himself to stay up. I'm like, you sound so tired. He's like, no, I want to do it. I'm like, it's gonna be a mellow episode.
His ocular light is turned off. We have privacy.
He's just powered down. You actually didn't notice he went into a corner and just powered down.
So I'll approach Brockus. When we arrive in the Eagle Nebula, before we hit the mass relay to jump to the Serpent Nebula, I request that you give me permission to part ways with the rest of the crew for a little bit. I have some very pressing business in the Ismar frontier. It is as important to me as this issue with your daughters is to you.
So you can see that he's trying not to lash out. I don't know what we're going into. And having another experienced combat veteran at my back would make me feel a little bit at ease, but this isn't the military. I can't force you to come. If there's something you need to take care of out there, be my guest. I can make a quick stop to let you out. But how are you going to leave? We don't have another ship.
We have escape pods that I believe are capable of making jumps. Once my business in the Ismar frontier is concluded, I will immediately jump to the Serpent Nebula and reach out to you to let you know that everything is okay.
It's an awfully big jump for a pod.
It will be a very cramped ride, not the most comfortable thing to do, but there's an opportunity that I can't let it slip by.
Is there anything you can tell me?
Only if you promise not to let it cloud this decision to let me go.
It's your call if you're going or not.
I'm going to meet with Sibius.
Why does that
My-
name sound familiar?
My comrade from the military, the man that had the impenetrable shield that we came up against.
The fucker who shot me?
That's the one.
You're gonna go see him alone.
Yes.
Everything about this says that this is a bad idea.
I don't disagree, but he knows things about the military's involvement in these experiments, and I believe he's willing to share that information. I can't let it slip by, Brockus. I just can't.
And what if it turns out that he's behind all of this? Then you're at a disadvantage. We haven't worked out a way around that shield of his.
You're right. I will be going into this prepared for a fight, as I always am, but I also understand that if it ends up being a fight, there's nothing I can do to beat him. I think he's fully aware of that as well. And if he intended on this just being an ambush of some kind, I don't think he would go through this much trouble. I think if he wanted me dead, he would have just killed me when we first met.
I don't like it. But again, I am not in charge of you. If this is something you feel you need to do, I think it's a bit insane to go alone, but I can't stop you.
I'm hoping that our history together, him and I, that maybe I can talk him into doing the right thing. I have to try, at the very least. After everything that we've been through together, I have to try. I don't like to talk about everything that I went through during the Relay 314 incident, but he and I, we were together through the majority of it. I owe it to him to go and see him.
Against my better judgment, if you want to go, you take one of the pods.
Thank you, Brockus. As soon as we arrive in the Eagle Nebula, I will depart and then try and make my way back to you as quickly as I can.
Hopefully all this gets sorted out before I even get there.
Hopefully.
That's a couple more days jumps, and that's not really going to sit well with me.
Hopefully all of this works out as good as it can for both you and me. My visit and your thing with your daughters. I do hope they're all okay.
Well, they're about as headstrong as me and their mother, so they've got that going for them.
And if you need the backup, don't hesitate to take Acilia with you. She's very capable.
I was considering it. Given what we may be walking into, we're going to need every gun available.
I'm sorry mine won't be there.
I am too, but you've got things you got to take care of as well.
Thank you. I won't take up any more of your time. We should get moving.
Okay, and he just pops the drive back on to make another jump.
And Vera heads
Okay.
straight back to her room to get ready to depart.
Zoro,
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
Would Brockus know who his daughters technically serve under? Since they're commandos, like what matriarch or anyone they serve under?
Yes, actually, you would know that information. As it is not changed really at all, at least in the last 50 years for them.
Mm-hmm.
The name, actually, give me a second. I do have the name. I never thought anyone would ask. This is amazing.
Are the twins Asari, Rojan?
Mm-hmm. Yep. All three of his daughters are Asari.
Okay.
4 daughters.
All three of them are Asari.
And
Oh,
then
I get what you're
Rosie.
saying. Yeah.
Some would say
Yeah.
Brockus
3
has a
Asari
third.
and a human.
Yeah.
Yes.
Currently.
So, you know, that they follow under, so she technically is, a matriarch as far as, like, age goes, but she's not, so
Like
Asari
title.
are kind of, yeah, Asari is kind of like 50-50. They either, when they reach that age, kind of become, very wizened and decide to just continue teaching and become very spiritual, if you will, while others try to continue and shape the minds of the younger Asari. So it's still teaching, but it's in a more hands-on, while the other one's more spiritual.
Gotcha.
This one in particular is more hands-on. This is Tilvi Drysis, and I will
Spell that?
copy and paste that in there for you.
Okay. Another question.
Yes.
How does she feel about Brockus?
Actually, you have met her a couple of times. She is a very, she's not strict, but she's very, like, to the point and straightforward. A little uptight, I guess, if you will, more than strict. But she actually does like you. She didn't like you at first, but considering how she was close friends with Valenia, which is how she knew your daughters and kind of got them into the business when they wanted to pursue that career. So you know her as far back as when Valina was around.
Wow. Okay. So she is like she's like an old quasi friend.
Again, matriarch, which means that they're like what 500-600 plus, or
Well,
no,
I
700 or
didn't
something
mean-
like
I
that.
didn't
They're
mean like she's-
700.
I didn't mean like she's old. Like I meant like she's known Brockus since
For a while.
Technically, he's been with Val.
Yes. So what? Almost just over, or about 200 years ish.
Around there, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So as the ship is like getting ready to go back into the jump, he's going to send an encoded message to her using Val's old key.
Oh my. Okay.
Because he knows that will get her attention.
Okay. All right. It probably about a good uncomfortable 20 minutes maybe go by, because it is still pretty late.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like time-wise goes. But you do get a message saying like, who the hell is this and how did you get this?
And he's gonna reply, Telvi, it's me. Call me. And then
Probably.
he's just gonna put Brockus. He's gonna cite
Okay.
it Brockus. That way she doesn't think somebody's like trying to
She's like, who the
prank
fuck
call
is
her
this?
as like her dead friend / his dead ex-wife or his dead wife.
gonna be like, who the fuck got this number? It's been gone for a while. You do probably not even 10 seconds go by before you get a call on your Omni tool.
And he just pops it up.
Brock, is that you?
Tell me it is me.
Holy hell. What's going on?
The girls.
What about them?
Apparently, Tula is in danger. Her ship got attacked. I was trying to get in contact with them because we're going to do some sort of like family get together, and it's been forever. So I sent out the distress signal of who's pregnant, you know, to get their attention. Zora got back to me saying she couldn't talk, that her sister is in danger. Her ship got ambushed. I asked where, and all she replied back with was Phallusnia.
That's the ship she's escorting on. That is the name of the ship.
Shit.
We lost contact with them about 2 days ago, but with a simple escort ship until they get to certain checkpoints, then we try to check in with us and vice versa, and it's been probably about 24 hours since they were supposed to check in with us.
Where were they the last time they checked in?
At the time, they were trying to make their way to the mass relay in the Nimbus cluster so they can get to Athena Nebula. But, again, they missed the checkpoint about a day ago.
That makes sense. Zora was in the Nimbus cluster when I got the message.
So they're still there.
That's where we tracked her message to.
Did she say who they were attacked by?
No, she said her sister was attacked, ambushed, she was in danger, and then when I asked where, she just responded Phallusnia and hasn't responded.
Alright, well, that means that the systems are probably compromised then, as far as the telecommunicators and just going in and out. That means something very bad has happened if they're not able to communicate, which is probably why we haven't heard from them or distress signal. Then again, their distress signal could also be disabled. Another reason why they've probably been too careful to send out any sort of distress.
This ship has a transponder, right?
It does, yes.
I know this is going against all your regulations and everything, but can you send me that transponder? My crew and I are already booking it to the Nimbus cluster.
You want me to try and get you in touch with them more directly?
No, that would cause too much of an issue.
I agree.
If they knew somebody was on the way, that would cause an issue. I want the transponder signal, or the transponder code, I guess, so we can locate the ship.
To track it properly, of course. Yes, I will get my women on it. Now that we know that the situation is much more dire, I will go ahead and I will call for that and send it to you immediately.
Thank you, Toby.
Now, out of curiosity, you said you're on your way. How big is your crew? Is it a whole armada? Or is it just you? Better not be just you and that little girl.
Mercy is back on the Citadel with the Spectre. We are on our way back. We're nearing the Eagle Nebula.
So it's just you? I know you're a tough cookie there, Brockus, but you're not a one-man army.
There's gonna be 6 of us total.
Just 6? 6? On an entire... This is a very large ship. It's a colony in itself, it's so big.
Well, we're not technically flying that trash heap that I used to fly. I may have.
You've had
in my head-
several since.
I may have an ancient Krogan battleship at my command now.
Oh, of course you do, so it's an even older rust bucket. Perfect.
Oh no, pristine. Prothean tech. Let's just call it that.
You know what? I'm not even gonna go into it. I don't have the time right now. But if I still don't think 6-man crew is going to do the job. But I do know your reputation, Brockus, and well, depending on how big that army is attacking, you could have a chance.
Who were you escorting specifically? Who were they running from that they needed transport?
Oh, they weren't running from anything. It was just a simple escort of some diplomats, Asarian diplomats.
Diplomats. Ugh. Political nonsense.
And some matriarchs. It's how we operate as an actual society and race. We try
Yes,
to
it's-
keep peace as much as possible.
I just mean that when you have diplomats involved, they become targets.
Very true, but we're living in very trying times now, aren't we? We just had a war we're still recovering from. Not to mention a lot more things are popping up every now and then.
Yeah, now we have the undead walking about too, but I'll get to that later.
Undead?
Zombies, what the humans call them. Look, I will, once all of this is done, I will clue you in on everything we got.
This better not be some more bloody Prothean tech or whatever.
No,
All right.
no, this ain't the Protheans. At least, God, I hope it's not the Protheans.
All right. Well, I'll get you those that transponder as soon as possible. But if your daughter is saying that they're in big trouble to the point to where they are very careful on their communications, which is probably why she didn't tell you the coordinates and only told you the ship name to not jeopardize that, then you better play it very, very careful.
That's why I'm not contacting the Spectre.
Oh, now you're sitting in cozy with a Spectre now.
Working for one.
Who?
One of yours.
That does not narrow it down.
I don't want to mess up her name again.
Swear to God, y'all have been working with the Spectre the whole fucking campaign and y'all struggle with her name.
Rissa.
Arissa, thank you. I was gonna call her Athelia. I'm like, no, that's not. That's a different character.
I've never heard of Athelia.
I remember her name.
Athelia just pokes her. She pokes her head around the corner, going, "What?"
I didn't know I was a Spectre. I knew it was Hank.
Arissa.
Random promotion, go.
Arissa Devanis.
That's the one.
Interesting. That's a story I actually want to know more about. A later time, though. Until then, you be very careful.
As careful as I always am.
That's what I'm worried about.
Look,
All right.
It's my kids who are in danger. This shit's going to be surgical.
Well, either surgical or guns a-blazing. Depending on your method in the situation, it varies.
So does surgery.
Alright, fair point. Alright, well, you're a bounty hunter, not a doctor, so get to it as fast as you can. They've already been
We're
dead
on
in
it.
the water for, as far as we know, nearly 2 days now.
If you get any pings that they jumped somewhere, let me know.
Immediately. Likewise to you.
Yes, I'll keep you informed.
Good. It's good to hear from you, Brockus. Good luck.
You as well. I wish it was on calmer circumstances.
Me as well. And then, the call disconnects.
And he just goes over the loudspeaker. That Phalasnia, it's a ship. And that's all he says is he's just now just laser fucking focused on getting there as fast as possible.
We got one of our guesses right, guys! Alright. So are you increasing speed then?
He is pushing this thing as fast as it will go.
Okay.
Like he is like on the brink of like redlining the engines.
Okay. You guys, I do know, probably not this last trip, but the trip before. I know you guys refueled, so you guys aren't low on fuel by any means, especially since this was a short trip. Obviously, it's gonna burn more fuel, but you feel pretty confident that, unless you keep it consistent for too long of a time, you probably will be okay, and you won't be floating in space yourselves.
He knows how to floor it correctly.
There we go. I know how to do the space van properly. All right. Vera, what are you doing as you are prepping?
I went back to my room, cleaned up a bit, myself and the room. Made sure Athelia wasn't in the room when I tucked my data pad into the bedside table.
Yeah, here, just kidding.
And then I'm actually going to go track down Athelia.
Okay.
Athelia probably went back to her own room because it would have been a little awkward going back to your room. She's probably just having a drink, honestly.
Just kind of knock on your door and then let myself in.
That's fair. Yeah.
Little surprised that you weren't over in my room, actually.
I wasn't sure if you wanted me going back there.
It's fine. I didn't kick you out. You're more than welcome. Besides, I think the Varen like having you there.
It's nice having the Varen around, honestly.
Good. So you like spending time with them, then?
Yes? I mean, who wouldn't? They're adorable.
My thoughts exactly. I'm gonna need a favor.
Sure, what do you need?
I need you to watch the Varen for me for a little bit.
Alrighty. Is everything okay?
Everything is progressing.
That doesn't tell me if you're okay.
I'm concerned.
About?
A lot of things that are happening right now. I will be departing from the crew for a little bit once we arrive in the Eagle Nebula. So if you could watch the Varen for me, I would very much appreciate it.
I mean, I was going to do it no matter what you said, but... Look, I'm not going to pry into what you want to do, because I can tell you don't want to tell me. Just be safe, please.
I will do my best.
If you don't come back, I'm going to have to track down what happened. And if I have to track down what happened, you know who I'm contacting.
I feel like you're going to be contacting him regardless of the outcome of everything that's happening.
We talk often.
I
Whether or not
know,
I bring it
that's
up
what-
is a whole nother question.
That's what concerns me, is that you talk often. And he does like to talk, doesn't he?
He does. Don't tell him everything, though.
I don't think you have to. I think he can read it on you, even if he's not looking at you face to face. He's
Most
one
of it's
of
just an
those
email.
types of people.
Most of it's just an email.
You know, he's probably got like a whole file on the way you speak when you're feeling a certain way. So even if it's just small talk, he probably is able to read between the lines. And he's really shifty, and I don't trust him. I gotta go get ready.
Yeah, you didn't trust Mel at first either.
That's true.
Have you given him a chance to get to know him, or are you just going off your initial first impressions? Which have
think it
been
was-
proven not to be always right.
A little bit more than a first impression. We spent a fair amount of time with him on Omega.
But did you take any time to get to know him?
not outside of a group setting.
On a personal level, not a work level.
I don't know if I want to, Athelia. It
I'm
makes
not going
me
to say you have to. I'm just saying you can't make a
feel-
judgment.
Very confusing thoughts. I gotta go. We're
Confusing
almost
how?
to
No,
the
wait,
eve-
you can't.
No,
You can't leave on that
listen.
one.
I gotta go. Thank you for watching the Varen for me. I will hopefully see you soon.
I'll try not to let them get too fat.
You know what? I'm not concerned about that. Try not to let Brockus put armor on them and use them in battle.
That I can do.
Thank you. And
But
she'll
seriously, be safe.
she'll give Athelia a big hug. Then head out and get her gear, her suit, and her shoes and her helmet. And then she'll get in the escape pod waiting until we drop out of warp in the nebula to detach from the ship.
Before she runs away too far, Ophelia will pop her head back out of the room and be like, make sure to grab some Medigel! That we all
I
forget to use
will.
talk on.
Vera, as you are walking by, you see what, like, lined up, because you see, like, they have maps throughout the ship of, like, certain locations of everything, especially with the ship so massive. And something catches your eye as you notice something on one of the maps, and some of them have been updated. Like, you guys have actually, like, updated them with certain things once you guys expanded and did certain rooms and whatnot. And as you looked, because of your passive perception, you do notice, and it suddenly dawns on you, like, oh, that's right. You guys have a couple of shuttles
Oh.
that you guys
Well,
used to get to the asteroid boy when you first met
That's-
him.
Right, we do, don't we?
You do. They're still compact and small, but you were able to fit, like, almost the entire crew in that ship.
I completely forgot we stole those.
And
That's right.
Are they capable of making jumps through the mass relays?
They are, yes. In fact, they would actually be better than the pods.
Then that's where I'm going.
All right.
Take
As
the
you guys see
shuttles
that there
and
were
cram
two that you
this
guys
in.
got. You guys got two
We
of them.
forget that we steal every vehicle we get inside.
Yeah,
You know,
let's not even talk about how Athelia borrowed a little dune buggy to catch up to you guys, and you guys just left it there. That the miners let you borrow. So
Well, that's their problem. They didn't listen to my warning.
you didn't bring it back. That
She
was
wasn't gonna bring it in
before.
the first place. She was gonna take it home. So
Guys are
There's-
monsters
there's-
with your vehicle borrowing. I swear to God, borrowing.
Two of these shuttles, you say?
Yes.
Okay,
I like to point out that the first Mako we got, we stole.
Yeah, you did.
yes, we
it's
did.
true, we
Yeah,
did.
you did.
And we defaced it immediately as soon as we
You
go around
guys,
property.
you defaced a new one.
I am adding those shuttles to my Mimsy Prime document so that we don't forget again.
So I don't know if you guys remember the shuttles. Every time you guys would go planet side, and there would be a cutscene in Mass Effect. So you
Yep.
can stand up in them and everything. So
Yeah,
they're
pretty big.
they're pretty, and they've got the two. It almost looks like you're on a roller coaster because they got the little the little straps, whatever.
Yeah.
As it's almost like being on like in a military car where you've got the two seats on each side facing each other, and then you've got the pilot seat, whatever. So it's spacious. It's just it's not like it's got a kitchen or a bed or anything in there, but you know,
So
you-
your
it's big
standard
enough.
dropship.
yeah. And you've seen same thing with the games. You've seen Krogans stand in there perfectly fine. So
Multiple
It's-
Krogans.
yeah, so it's a tall, spacious, little shuttle, and you guys got two of them.
I'm
I was like, I'm
taking
gonna
one of
throw her a
those.
bone. I'm gonna throw her a bone because her passive is so
I
high.
appreciate it. I didn't
Yeah,
much
those are
relish
the-
the idea of being crammed into an escape pod.
Yeah.
Those are the UT-47s, right?
I can't remember what they were. I just remember you guys were
Yeah.
in shuttles, and my inspiration for them was from the games. Because I'm like, that makes sense. They would be that big, sure. Because Krogan. Which also means it would fit Omen. You guys didn't have Omen at the time, but it could fit Omen, so.
Yeah. No,
Confirmed.
I remember these things.
Yeah.
So I'll head to one of those and load myself up and get it all powered up to depart from the ship as soon as we are no longer traveling at a warp speed.
Okay. And they, yeah, Raven, pretty much that. Now these have very basic navigation system. Once you get close enough to a certain area, technically could you put it on an autopilot for a short range, but you would not be able to do it the whole time. So, you're not gonna jump though until you guys get to Eagle, correct? The Eagle Nebula?
Yeah, is
Okay.
going outside of a starship while it's traveling at warp speed is a very, very bad idea. So once we drop out and before we hit the next mass relay, that's when I'm gonna leave the
Okay.
ship.
Okay, so you actually would be able to get a full night's sleep then, before, because otherwise that's just exhaustion if you are going out that way. Okay, perfect. So is there any other preparations or plans you guys are doing before you guys retire for the night? 'Cause this was a very long first day traveling back for you guys. Anything else you guys want to do before you retire, before your early morning the next day?
I would. I mean, how much time do we have before we retire? Is the first question.
It's already pretty late at night. Brock has kind of got that call back around 10 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time you guys were kind of talking and doing all of that, I would say maybe roughly an hour has gone by since then. So it's about 11 o'clock at night right now. So you guys are kind of close to pushing the limit to where you would be almost exhausted.
But we did have the whole day before basically all hell broke loose.
Yeah, this is all happening in the evening.
Okay, so this is the same day as earlier when I was working on the
Yes.
.exe program. and
Correct.
everything. Okay, still
Yes.
on day one. Got you.
Yes,
Okay.
this is very late at night of day one. This is very eventful day one.
All right. Yeah.
Out of 2.5
other
days
than-
of this initial travel.
Right. Other than going and plugging my ass back into my pod to reload, I don't think there's much there that I will be doing in that case.
Note to self, you plug in your ass. All right. Good
I
to
mean, I
know.
wouldn't go that detailed if that's how you want to look at it. You
Look,
could
this
at
is
it that
Mass
way, but
Effect,
yeah.
so we don't kink shame here.
I mean, look.
I don't want to look.
I'd say contactless magnetic, recharge
God.
pod, but yes.
So with that, as you guys, most of you turn in for the night, some of you kind of staying up just a little extra to prepare or stress, whatever you guys need to do to just kind of get through a bit before you retire for the evening, as you guys are planning to, what is by definition all things people fear in D&D, is splitting the party. And that is where we're going to end tonight's game. Probably a good time to end a little early anyway, because I feel like even if we went our normal time, we would not have enough time to do what needs to be done. So this is actually probably a good stopping point in the end. As you know, it's funny, I had this shit written down for a while, and I'm like, oh my god, they're both in the most ideal spot. This is gonna work out for everyone, maybe.
You thought that. And
Well-
what did we do?
Well, yeah, which is another reason why I was just like, you have a shuttle. You have a shuttle.
We don't remember the things we steal. I mean, take, borrow.
Although, to be fair, the escape pod would not have been as cramped, because remember, this is a Krogan warship.
That's right, yeah.
So it could fit, and they're not single man pods. You could fit probably like 3 or 4 Krogan in them per pod. So it's not as cramped as you thought.
That's fair. Yeah, I kept picturing
Like Star
the,
Wars.
I was picturing the escape pod that what's her name turns into her room in Andromeda.
Oh, yes.
That PB uses as her room,
PB. Yes.
which is a fairly
That's-
tight
that's
space. I mean, you
pretty-
can stand up in it, but
Yeah. That's actually still pretty spacious. She's able to do a whole project in there. That's like a mini rip. That's like a studio apartment.
true. Well, I don't know if it's that big. Once she gets her robot buddy in there, space is pretty limited. But
It's smart. It's like a 10 by 10 box.
yeah, there you go.
Still not bad. But yeah, thank you guys very much for hanging out with us today. There's a lot that unpacked in the last like 2 or 3 episodes, I swear. This is good though. We're getting to the meat of all the story stuff, and this makes me excited as a DM. So God fuck damn it. Omen dies.
Got her.
I said it too, but I was muted.
Damn it!
I knew the one brain cell was alive. Don't worry about it, Rojan.
I hate you all.
No, you don't.
I hate that thing. Okay, that's true. I love you all very much. I hate that fucking phrase. It's been overused, that's why I've hit that point. But yes, thank you guys so much for joining us for tonight's episode. This is not the only show we have on this channel. We have several shows. We do have our longest running show known as Destiny Forge. We're in our 4th campaign on Monday nights, run by Rojan. Small little heads up, we will not be streaming Destiny Forge this next Monday, as Rojan will be busy work related, so unfortunately will not be able to make it, so no game next Monday at least. However, next Tuesday, our alternating Tuesday show, we do have our Star Wars Tales of the Outer Rim 5e conversion game run by Omen, wow, Tilt. I'm looking at your name, that's why.
It's fine.
Woo!
You're fine.
It's HK55. That's who's running it right now.
There you go.
As he does a 5e conversion of Star Wars, and then we have our 2 alternating Thursday shows. We have we have this show, of course, our Mass Effect Horizon show with our Mass Effect 5e game, and then alternating Thursdays we have our Tricorn Isles game run by Rojan. And then we have our Saturday shows. This upcoming Saturday is our Withered Waste show run by Rojan. And then that evening, because we like to do double whammies, we have our Vigilant 6, which is essentially a homebrew system we did inspired by like Mouse Guard, Kids on Bikes, Blades in the Dark, just kind of our own mesh homebrew system that we're doing based around superheroes. And then we have our mini campaign series on alternate Saturdays of The Downfall of Propriety, which is run by Malls, where she is running everyone through a Bridgerton style kind of 18th century inspired D&D game. Otherwise, yeah, you can check us all out on our YouTube for our past and present shows if you want to take a gander. And I think we are going to slowly start bringing back Behold Roleplay. We meant to last month, and then it was kind of last minute. Things came up, and we're like, all right, we'll try it next time.
You and Behold Lore.
But what did I say? I said roleplay, didn't I?
Not that.
That's
Yeah, last I checked, the channel was still alive and does not need to be brought back.
Behold, lore is what I meant. But yeah, so we will see you guys this Saturday for our double whammy back-to-back shows. Otherwise, we'll see you guys in a couple weeks back here to see what unravels in the Mass Effect universe. Until then, we'll see you guys later. Have a good night.
Good evening, everybody.